field hospitals, as you see throughout Syria. We do what's called cross-border relief, so we cover northern Syria from Turkey, and southern Syria from Jordan, and western Syria from Lebanon. This is one of the children, his name is Abdullah, who also was injured by barrel bomb. I saw this child, and he was very brave. They were trying to insert a chest tube in his left chest because he had a shrapnel in his left lung. And he tried not to scream. And then he eventually screamed because they did not have local anesthesia. So they were trying to put the chest tube without anesthesia. Then he told the doctor, please, I kiss your hand, my uncle, stop. And then he said, I want my mother. I see these children in my hospital here in Chicago every day. I'm a critical care specialist, so I deal with life or death. But when you see a child screaming because there is no local anesthesia in the 21st century, then this is a crime. This is a crime. Next. Last year we were able to support 69,000 surgeries, which is life-saving surgeries in Syria. Next. We do also what's called telemedicine, so we connect ICUs inside Syria to critical care specialists inside the United States, so they can zoom on the patient. They have cameras there, they have satellite internet, so they can look at the patient, communicate with the doctors, and telling them what to do when they have a situation of critical care. We have psychosocial program in Jordan. Last year, about 30,000 people in Jordan were refugees. Most of them were children, were injured, were benefited from this program. And most of the children who are refugees are traumatized because of the conflict. They witnessed their families being killed or houses destroyed. So initially we give them something to draw, because they will not communicate to you that they have problem. So initially they will draw blood and people who are dying and airplane dropping bombs, but then eventually they'll start to draw what children usually draw: rivers and skies and sun and so forth. So this is part of treatment. We call it art therapy. These are the numbers of the refugees that benefited from Sam's contribution. We do also a lot of advocacy. Just 2 days ago, we had an opinion editorial which was published in the New York Times. I was on CNN. We communicate regularly with the people of the Congress, of the Senate, State Department, United Nations agencies, and so forth. So finally, thank you very much for your time. I know that your time is very limited and you have too many things to deal with. But please add Syria to your profile and to your agenda. And make sure that when you communicate the message to your congregation, tell them that there's a lot of things that you can do to your brothers and sisters in Syria. Some of the things that you can do here in this country, because we have a lot of power in this country that we do not do. We do not translate into action. We can communicate to our policymakers. I can tell you that the Islamic organization is one of the least effective organizations in terms of advocacy towards what's happening in Syria, and of course Palestine and Egypt and so forth, because we do not translate our numbers into power. So I hope that you can encourage your congregations to donate to SAMS and other organizations, to also keep us in your prayer, Syrians and Palestinians and Egyptians and Iraqis and so forth, and also make sure that your congregation understand that they have a huge responsibility in this country. And if they can pick up the phone or send an email to President Obama or State Department or your congressman or your senator, then this is the least that they can do. وذلك أضعف الإيمان.
Thank you, Dr. Zahir. May Allah reward you. اللهم إنا نستودعك الشام وأهلها. اللهم نستودعك فلسطين وأهلها. اللهم نستودعك العراق وأهلها. نستودعك مصر وأهلها. نستودعك ليبيا وأهلها. نستودعك اليمن وأهلها. نستودعك بورما وأهلها. يا رب كن لنا معين. اجمع شملنا ووحد صفنا وسدد رمينا ولا تجعل بأسنا بيننا شديد. With this dua, we end our first day conference. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, successfully, everything on time. We are late 15 minutes, but it's okay, inshallah ta'ala. Now, inshallah ta'ala,